What is going on, guys? It's your boy, the Keymaster, and I got another video for you today. This is going to be regarding Star Wars speculation. I got some ideas for the upcoming Disney Plus shows, and this is going to correlate to some books that I think are good pickups if you can find them. Some of them are going to be on the little more expensive side. Some of them you'll probably be able to find in back issue bins or online for pretty cheap. But let's get into it. So we all saw that at the very end of The Mandalorian, you had Luke Skywalker show up. Spoiler alert. And so he takes Grogu. And so my thought is, and I think there's a lot of people's thought, is that we are going to get, this is going to be the beginning of the Jedi Academy. Now, we know that Luke eventually creates an academy, and that one of the students is Ben Solo, who becomes Kylo Ren, right? And but I think this is the beginning of the Jedi Academy, to where Luke will begin finding Force-sensitive kids and teaching them the ways of the Jedi. All right. So the next one, we got Ahsoka Tano, right? And so coming out of the Ahsoka Tano series, right? I think the biggest speculation is that we are going to get Ezra and Sabine Wren and Hera, right? I think Hera is going to be the sleeper. I think she will definitely show up in the Ahsoka series right away. So this is Hera right here, right? If you're not familiar, so I think we're definitely going to get her first in the Ahsoka series, and then it will lead into probably introducing Sabine Wren eventually, and then I think the final person out of that whole group will be Ezra, and I think that will be right before or right after Ezra is introduced. I think that's when everyone will merge and go after Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, speaking of Grand Admiral Thrawn, oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I need to go back. So this is Jedi Academy Leviathan #1. That's a Dark Horse book. This is Star Wars canon #6. This is the first appearance of all of these characters. #1 of that series of canon. It has the first cameos, but this actually has their first full appearance in 6. 5 has a second cameo, if you can find 5. So I would say 6, 1, and 5 are going to be the ones that you want to pick up for that if you're looking into Sabine and Ezra and Hera. But I was saying, I think this is all going to lead to where they fight Grand Admiral Thrawn, right? So this is Heir to the Empire #1. This book skyrocketed. I was lucky to grab 2 before they went bonkers, and so this is a good book too, because this is actually the first appearance of Mara Jade, who eventually becomes Luke Skywalker's wife, right? They end up getting married, but this is her first appearance in this book as well. But I think this is Thrawn is going. I said this on the show the other day with Rick and with Keegan. Thrawn is going to be the Star Wars universe's Thanos. Like, it's going to lead up to this big and you're probably not going to see Thrawn for like 5 years, is my guess. All right, so we got the reveal of Boba Fett at the end of the Mando episode, and it looks like it's setting up to where he takes on the King of Underground. He's like the kingpin of the Underground, and so there really isn't. I mean, there's the 1313 storyline from the video game, but mostly I'm interested in this book right here. So this is Star Wars Tale number 7. This actually has the first appearance of Boba Fett's daughter. So Boba Fett has a daughter, and this is actually a really good book to get if you can. It's a thick book, so be careful of damages. You know, look at those edges and stuff. Um, but this is I think this is definitely a good book to look at. I think going forward we will see Boba's life kind of fleshed out within the TV series, and I definitely think you're going to see more of Boba's daughter coming forward or going forward, and will kind of take over the mantle. All right, so Acolyte is I think the shows that I'm looking forward to most. So this is Star Wars Tag and Bink, Episode 1, Revenge of the Clone Menace. Now, this book is interesting. It's a non-canon story, supposedly, right? But most Dark Horse stories were not. This is Tag and Bink were these books were, not necessarily to be taken seriously. Anyway, this book right here, I think this book has a lot of potential. So this is the first appearance, right, if you will, of Darth Plagueis, right? So this shows Darth Plagueis in, like I said, a non-canonical way. Other than that, Plagueis has not been shown in comics. So that's why I think this is an interesting buy, because with no other appearances, I think you have to go back to this book right here if you're looking at anything regarding Darth Plagueis. And so Darth Plagueis was Palpatine's Sith Master, and he is the one that is referenced in Revenge of the Sith when Palpatine is talking to Anakin Skywalker regarding the great tale of Darth Plagueis and how he taught his apprentice everlasting, or how to bring somebody back from the dead. And that's what that's how Anakin started turning to the dark side, was because he wanted to both bring his mother back and save Padme, right? So hopefully my speculation regarding the Acolyte is right. I think you're going to see Plagueis and Sidious. It's going to be Sidious's, upbringing within the Sith, um, uh, becoming a Sith. Sorry. All right. So Star Wars number 5. Um, this is a good book because this is the first appearance of Wedge Antilles. And so he is the Rogue Squadron pilot. Rogue Squadron is obviously getting the show, and so I think that is a good buy. Wedge will be in the series, supposedly. It will follow Wedge, and then you have following that you have Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Squadron, the Rebel Opposition. So this isn't necessarily their first appearance. Their first, the Rogue Squadron's first appearance, I think, is in like 60 or something like that. But this is the first X-Wing Rogue Squadron solo series. So I like that. If you can find that. I don't think that's going to necessarily blow up to big bucks. 5 might, and 60, if I remember that correctly. 60 might, if that is the first appearance of Squadron. All right. I don't know. This is like one of the most undervalued books, I think, Star Wars books. Episode 1, Phantom Menace, number 3, the first appearance of Darth Maul. You got 2 covers for this. You got this one, and then there's another cover, a variant cover, where it's Darth Maul's face. That one's really cool. I like both. I have both. I don't know where the other one is. I have a couple of these actually. This is like I don't understand why this isn't more money. Probably because he was only technically in the Phantom Menace, but I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more of Darth Maul. I think they're going to get into it. He obviously survived the fall from Qui-Gon when he fought Qui-Gon Jinn, and so I think this you saw him show up in Solo. He showed up at the end of Solo with Kira, and I think you're going to. I think they're going to have to kind of segue into that and explain that appearance because no one watching those movies understands how Maul survived. And I think, if anything, what they're trying to do is they're trying to go in and they're trying to fill in the gaps of, so the casual person that's watching the movies and the shows and stuff like that can kind of understand how is Darth Maul still around, right? And it would be really interesting to see them go in and do the whole Crimson Dawn storyline about how he survives and then he becomes this warlord, type person, and he's fighting with both Sidious and Dooku, and I think that would be a really cool storyline if they brought that in. Not to mention, I think he might come into the Acolyte series as well because he was Sidious brought him in. Palpatine Sidious brought him in as a Sith assassin, and so I think if you're gonna do a Sidious show with the Acolyte, I think you have to have Darth Maul in there, showing how he brings him in and trains him as a Sith assassin, right? All right, so moving on to the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, right? So the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, I think it's going to revolve. It's going to be 2 things. It's going to revolve around flashbacks to when Anakin and Obi-Wan were in the Clone Wars and stuff like that. But it's also going to revolve around something that first appears in this book. This is Star Wars number 7 out of the 2015 series by Marvel. This is the 1 in 100. This has the first appearance of the journal of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So Luke, in this series, Luke finds the journal of Obi-Wan and starts reading about the adventures of Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine during the time after Revenge of the Sith and before A New Hope, right? So there's a span of like 20-something years, 30 years, that we don't know what Obi-Wan Kenobi did. But he wrote down in his journal everything that, all of his adventures that he had and that he went on and stuff like that. So I think it'll be interesting. I think this is going to come into play when that series comes around. So number 7 is the first appearance, and like I said, that's the 1 in 100. Here is the A cover. The A cover is just a color version of the sketch, and then do I have the other one? I don't know if I have the other one or not. I do. I mean, I know I have it. I just don't think I have it here. Yeah, I don't have it in this box. Sorry. All right. So, all right. I talked about Darth Maul showing up in Solo and how he acquired Kira, right? So Solo, number 1, this is Star Wars story Solo number 1. This is the adaptation from the movie. and this has the first appearance of Kira, right? And I like I think they have a winner with this character. I'm intrigued to see if they go through and they kind of show um, the relationship between Kira and Darth Maul after um, after this movie. Like, I think they should go into it and kind of do more with that storyline, and I hope that they bring back Kira. I thought that was um, a good storyline. Hey, mom. And all right, so another good one I think is going to be Darth Vader #3. This is the first appearance of Dr. Aphra. Not only Dr. Aphra, but also her two droids. Um, so they're like evil R2D2 and evil C3PO. I think if they were to bring Dr. Aphra, who is kind of like a Star Wars, female Indiana Jones, if you will. She's an archaeologist that isn't necessarily a good person, isn't necessarily a bad person. She kind of, plays both sides or whatnot. But I think I think you could have a good show here where you have her helping out both the Sith and helping out Luke Skywalker because she interacts with uh, both, right? So Darth Vader #3. There's like four printings of that. There's the first print is this. Second print I think is red. Then you have the third print, which is green, if I'm not mistaken, and then the fourth print, which is purple. So like the background and stuff like that. Um, and then let's see, what's my favorite? Oh, there's too many. To I don't even know. Isn't that an R5 unit? So uh, this it's not an R5 unit, um, but it's her version of. I'm trying to remember what her version of the droids, or what the names of the droids. Well, the one that looks like C3PO, that's 000. And I'm trying to remember what the other one is. What his name is. It'll probably come to me in just a second. But all right, so if you are going to introduce, which I think Afra is, I think that's just one that's being like, it's gonna happen. Like, I think that's gonna happen. So if you have Afra happen, I think they will also introduce a character, much like they did with Grogu, who is a fan favorite of the Yoda species, right? So I think they'll introduce a character that comes up in Darth Vader #1. This is Black Chrysanthemum. I'm not even really sure how to pronounce it, but he is a black-haired Wookiee, right? So he's a bounty hunter, but he's in all black. His hair is all black or whatever. Um, so I think that they could kind of do what they did with Grogu, right, where they brought back a species that was very popular, as far as the Yoda species, whatever the name of the species is, because no one knows that. But everyone likes Chewbacca, right? Everyone loves Chewbacca. Everyone loves Wookiees, right? So I think you bring in a Wookiee that's a evil Wookiee, if you will. But I think that you could definitely win some people over with having a fan favorite species, if you will, come into that show. So Darth Vader #1. There's like 4 or 5 printings of this as well. So here's the first. Here is the second, and here's the. I think this is the third. So the third is with the green background, and then the fifth is with the yellow background. Like I said, if you're going to introduce Dr. Aphra, I think you bring in this person, the Black Chrysanthemum. I gotta figure out how to pronounce that. But you bring in that character as someone who Vader sends to track her down, and I think that would be you would have good drama there with that character. Also, if you're going to introduce Dr. Aphra, then you also, I think, have to introduce a character who they introduced in the comic as someone who was previously married to Han Solo. Turns out that was just a ruse. It was a gig. They weren't previously married, but her name's Sana Solo, right? So Sana Solo shows up and not named in this comic. This is Star Wars 4 from the 2015 Star Wars series. So she shows up and she's not named in 4. You don't really know anything about her. So that would, be considered a cameo appearance in 4, I believe. And then it turns out in 4, you get the cameo appearance, right? So you have the first print. This is the second print, and then you have some good ones. This is the GameStop connecting covers. I like those. And then you have the 1 in 100. So those are all 4. I just want to put all 4 of those, or all of those out real quick before I go on to number 6, which number 6, right? So 4, you get the first cameo. Number 6, you have her first full appearance, and you find out that she is Sana Solo, that she is claiming to be Han Solo's wife or ex-wife, and that I'm trying to think of how to. I don't want to ruin everything, but you find out her backstory. Essentially, it comes out to be that wasn't married to Han. Anyway, she ends up having a lot of interaction with Aphra. They're actually they get into a relationship, her and Aphra. And so I think if you're going to do an Aphra series, I think you have to have Sana Solo. And 6, there is no incentives. There is nothing. There's only a first, a second, and a third print of number 6, right? So that's why I think number 4, 1 in 100, is the play, right? So if you can get your hands on a 1 in 100 of number 4, I think that is the book to have. Also, if you can get the third print of number 6, that's going to be a good book as well. So this is Sana Solo, right? This is her first cover appearance. This is Star Wars number 9. So you actually see her on the cover in this one, but there is a 1 in 100 of this version. I think there's a couple other incentives. The only reason I'm throwing this in here is just so that you can kind of take a look at her. All right, so Dr. Aphra, this is number 3. This is another good one because you get some other first appearances from some characters that I think, and once again, there is your Black Chrysanthemum. So you get him, interacting with Aphra in this one, but this has got more first appearances from a former lover of Aphra, and so I think they would go into this in the show and kind of explain Aphra's backstory and whatnot. Also, other people that begin to go after Aphra in the series is this is Star Wars from the original series, Volume 1, number this is number 35. This is the first appearance of Domina Tag, right? So in her newest Afro series, Domina Tag is got bounties and stuff on Afra. They're going after different artifacts, and Afra's always seems to be one step ahead, and but Tag is constantly going after her, sending bounty hunters and whatnot after Afra. So I think if you're going to do a show about Afra, I think this is her first appearance, right? Maybe even a cameo appearance. I don't know. I don't know if it's considered a first full appearance or first cameo. But then number 36, this is her right here. This is her on the cover. So because of that, they may consider this book to be the first full appearance. I don't know. I mean, first appearance is the first appearance to me. But I think if you're going to do an Afro show, which I'm all in on, I continue to buy Afro books just because I think, there's that's she's going to be a huge character, right? And I think you add the Indiana Jones aspect to a Star Wars film. I think that's going to be gold. Anyway, those are my books right now that I am, and like I said, there's other ones. And I'm not gonna promote anything that I don't buy. And so as soon as I do buy those and I get those in, also I don't want to give away my trade secrets as far as what books I'm buying, and then possibly have that stuff stolen from underneath me, right? But I'm definitely all in on Afra though. Any chance I can get, I'm buying on Afra. I'm buying on the journal. I'm buying on Plagueis. Like if I can find a couple more of those Tag and Binks, I think those are good buys. I'm buying Darth Maul's. Like I don't understand why that's not a more expensive book than what it is, but Darth Maul. I think they're not done with that character. I think they will continue to go back to that character. So I'm gonna continue to buy that. Anyway, let me know what you think, what books you're buying, and please like the video if you can, share the video out, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.